Good afternoon, President of Parliament of Aruba, Members of Parliament, Prime Minister of St. Maarten, Vice Prime Minister of Curaçao, colleague ministers, representatives from Bonaire, Statia, Aruba, the Netherlands, St. Maarten, Saba, and Curaçao. Welcome to our one happy island of Aruba, and welcome to the first Caribbean Climate and Energy Conference. On behalf of the government of Aruba, I would like to thank the Netherlands for cooperating with us on the organization of this conference on the important topic of climate and energy. I want to thank especially Minister Rob Jetten, Minister for Climate and Energy Policy for the Netherlands, Minister Ursel Arends, Vice Prime Minister and Minister of Transportation, Integrity, Nature and Elderly Affairs of Aruba, and Minister Glambert Cruz, Minister of Labor, Integration and Energy of Aruba, and all of you that made this conference possible. Personally, I think it's a unique opportunity for us, the countries of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, to come together and share our vision and best practices on the topic of climate and energy. Furthermore, I strongly believe that if we can work together towards achieving our goals, we will be more successful. And it's an honor for me to share some perspectives with you relating to our expectations of today. First, the general perspective. Global challenges are intensifying. Our climate is changing rapidly and dramatically, and in the Caribbean, we are witnessing record-breaking hurricane seasons. With temperature rising towards extreme heat levels, forecasts show a peak in energy consumption. Seawater level rise is a threat to our beaches, which have an important economic function. Yes, small island development states are among the most vulnerable in the terms of disaster per capita or land area. For example, a hurricane can wipe out more than an annual GDP of a small island nation. Now, that is a challenge to recover from. For small islands like ourselves, the responses to climate change are generally threefold: the energy transition, the climate adaptation, and seeking access to climate finance. Let me address these topics within the context of the Caribbean part of the kingdom. The natural first response to climate change is to reduce the nation's carbon footprint. Although our emissions are low on a global scale, my belief is that all change starts within. For if we want for the big countries to take climate action, then small islands have to do what they can in their own domain. And this is also why at various UN climate conferences, many small island developing states were among those who made the biggest pledges, despite the fact that they have contributed the least themselves to the global problem. Within the Caribbean part of the kingdom, we have seen progress on the energy transition in the recent years, and we hope to hear more about this today. We need to acknowledge that our islands are different and that challenges are imposed by factors such as spatial limitations and energy demand growth. Notwithstanding, the uptake of cleaner forms of energy remains a key focus for all our governments. Yet, within an international context, it is very important for all of us to have substantiated and formalized energy transition plan, a national energy policy. In the recent years, the government of Aruba has taken a very careful approach to developing such an energy policy. Firstly, by engaging local stakeholders in 3 energy summits. And secondly, by adopting the format and criteria of the EU National Energy and Climate Plans, the NECPS, that the EU member states must submit to the European Commission to demonstrate how they will fulfill the EU Paris Agreement commitments. And I can share with you today that Aruba has already initiated the path towards ratification of the Paris Agreement. The second response to climate change is to prepare for the changes that seem unavoidable. In short, a climate change adaptation or simply adaptation. The effects of climate change cascade to all facets of society, such as infrastructure, logistics, food systems, and even our financial system. And for small islands, it is therefore imperative to strengthen our climate resilience. Here we need disaster risk management for immediate impacts, as well as structural measures for long-term climate change effects. And within this area, it is very important for all of us to have a consolidated document, a national climate adaptation plan. And this plan has to identify climate risks, define adaptation measures, as well as identify required budgets as far as possible. To build this plan, it is very important to consult with stakeholders. And in Aruba, Minister Ursula Arens instituted the National Climate Resiliency Council, and they are preparing the roadmap towards climate adaptation for Aruba. The third and final response to climate change is to seek access to funding sources, especially climate finance. When it comes to access to international climate finance, there are differences within the constitutional positions of independent SITs and the EU overseas countries and territories, the OCTs. For the Caribbean part of the kingdom, it remains important to address this and to seek innovative financing mechanisms and partnerships to include middle-income countries and to bridge the financing and investment gaps that they are confronted with. Ladies and gentlemen, the solution may be, first of all, to adhere to global climate goals, since this is a commitment in this area, and therefore it is generally the first requirement when seeking access to climate finance. And this finance will be much needed for adaptation investments. It may therefore be interesting for us today to explore how we can jointly collaborate on modernization of our climate and energy legislation and regulatory frameworks, which are so crucial in ratifying global climate treaties. Just imagine, perhaps, that at COP28 later this year, we can all stand together and announce a pledge to the Paris Agreement for the Kingdom of the Netherlands, including its kingdom partners. Who knows? I believe that we can achieve anything we put our mind and hard work to. And ladies and gentlemen, with this, I'm coming to the closing of this address, and I look forward to our discussion today. I am confident that we are all committed to the movement against climate change. And like I said, our belief is that all change starts within, but only if all islands and all nations stand together. It is then that we can win the battle against climate change. Thank you very much.